Hello and welcome to Not Another Leeds podcast, because another Leeds United podcast, you can't go wrong. The podcast where tactical analysis evaporates, chaos ensues, but the vibes are great. Welcome. So I'm here with Kev from I messed it up already. Hi Kev, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm great, mate. I'm good. Thank you for asking. And we've got a special guest today, Mr. Anthony Lewis.
Hello.
How are we, sir?
I'm all the better for being with you two gents. Thanks for having me.
Well, no, welcome, mate. Always good. And I believe there's someone in the back. I believe is James ready to come in? Running a bit late.
Where?
No, he says no. He says no. Rewind. Right. So, welcome to the podcast, Ant, mate. I know you're a big fan of the show, so I said I had to get you on.
Yeah, it's been a while coming, so I'm glad to be here, and it's always nice. I was saying I always chat to my brother about Leeds all the time, but because I don't really know many Leeds people around here, so it's always a pleasure to chat Leeds with anyone other than just my brother. So I'm glad to be on, and it's good. Yeah,
sometimes it's nice to just have pleasure in talking about Leeds United from what we've had in the past 2 years.
I have to say, I'm actually enjoying this season. It's been like about 2.5 years of just misery, hasn't it? So it's actually really nice to actually look forward to every game, enjoy the games. You win some, you lose some, but we're having a go, and it's good. I'm enjoying it. Yeah,
I think the past 2 years has been the equivalent of, when you smack your shin on a metal pedal on the bike.
Yeah.
I think that's just over and over again. I just think that's what it's like.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Hello.
How are we doing, mate? Yeah, you've had a good week, haven't you?
Yeah, not been doing much, have I? So I've just been
especially period
stuff out at home, relaxing, sleeping in. It's been pretty good, mate. Looking forward to the football this weekend as well. Yeah, everything's great. Not much to complain about, really.
Yeah. For those wondering where is James ready? Thumbs up. Yeah. And as if by magic, here he is.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear.
Thank fuck for that. What a fucking rigmarole that was. Jesus Christ, I was fighting with this microphone for ages.
Apologies, everyone watching. He had some technical gremlins in the network.
Gremlins, yes.
But now they are no longer and cease to be. How are you, James?
I'm better now, mate, that I'm on here speaking to you clowns.
Hey, come on, you can't insult the guest on your first.
I'm talking about you two. Talking about you two.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
There you go.
What?
Is one of you.
Yeah. Oh, come on, really? Right, we're just having a chat. All right, sorry, the producer, and he's just talking. He's like, I've got to run this ad. Okay, I'll run the sponsor. Honestly, I'm just get run ragged by the producer. Right, okay,
Honestly.
Run the VT. Actually, I hope you, everyone listening and watching, retweet and subscribe, because you can win free tickets. Run the VT.
Bam and M's debut tour, the Real Slim Tory Tour, including debut singles like Stars on the Bench, Missed Penalty, and Bielsa's Hooks.
Coming soon.
You can win free tickets by entering the competition if you like and subscribe, or text NALP to somebody, we don't care who, as long as you talk about us. So free tickets, is that something you're interested in, Ant? Bam and M?
Absolutely, yeah. It was nice to see Eminem coming off the bench the other day and having a go. It's nice. He's spreading his wings out to playing football, so it's good.
Yeah. I mean, James, you're a big fan of Bam and M, aren't you? I think you've got all these CDs and
mate.
His vinyl now.
Yes, mate. I've got it all, mate. I like his favourite. You know that Diving Shit record? That Diving Shit one's good. I think it's my favourite, to be fair.
His recipe book, How to Dive.
Yeah.
How not to dive because he's terrible at it.
Yeah, how not to convince someone that you've dived podcast.
Straight
Have
Out
you
of
a big fan
Eton
of
was
Cameron?
his best one. Yeah, Straight Out of Eton was his best one I've heard, I think, so far.
B12, the vitamins.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think to his hair, Kev?
Honestly, when we had it on, my missus was watching at home because I was out at an event, and she just messaged me a picture going, "What the is Bamford doing?" She was watching it at home on the visual radio, and yeah, I didn't see it at the time, but when I went back and watched the highlights, wow! I think he's trying anything that he can possibly do. So it takes away from his not goal scoring. He's trying to take all the pressure off himself by making people look at his hair. It's the only thing I can think of. What a mental
He's definitely
man.
having a crack.
Yeah.
He's definitely
I
having a crisis.
thought
isn't he?
Rasmus Christensen had snuck back at one point. I was like, I thought they've just put him on the bench without telling anybody. But
yeah, the flaccid Viking is back.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So it is the festive period, and you've probably noticed it is a festive intro. Now you can see this is a Christmas tree, not just a radioactive bush. I'm quite disappointed in the lack of decorations, boys. What's going on? Are you bar humbug or what?
Yeah.
This is my
Fair
office working area. I'm not going to have any Christmas decorations in here. This is for Leeds and work only, and that's it. Yeah.
You've got to separate business from pleasure. So you have.
That's correct. Well, James has got some sort of reindeer there, hasn't he? Yeah, but separating business from pleasure. Yes, this is my own chill zone at home. Yeah.
Is it a reindeer or is it just some sort of wizard just summoned from the depths of hell? Anyway, let's. Sorry, I did say with this.
There's a reindeer there.
Yeah. Right, so let's go on to Boro then. So Boro, we comfortably beat 3-2. He says. And what were your vibes before the game, mate? Were you confident or
before the game? I'm not the best person to ask before a game because I'll just look at every superstitious reason why we won't win a game. Like I'm already panicking about tomorrow's game and away kits and all this other nonsense. So before the game, I thought, they're gonna, I know they had a few injuries, but I thought, they're gonna. A lot of their players were talking about it being a big game, and I thought, they're gonna come and have a go. And to be fair, I think they ploughed Preston like 4-0 a few days before. So I thought, they're in business. They are a good side. And I think the first sort of minute, obviously they scored very early, but I knew they'd come and have a go. But I also, one of the best things about our team at the moment is even when teams come and have a go, we're going to get chances. And it really, I think most games this season will just come down to whether we take our chances or not. I genuinely think we're a match for most sides, but it doesn't stop. I think maybe it's just 2.5 years of hellish watching Leeds that you just kind of, I have this kind of like inbuilt defense mechanism that I just want to kind of, I kind of go into a game thinking, we might lose, and then anything else is a bonus. And it's just I kind of want to enjoy the games more, but I can't. Sorry.
No, mate. We say it week in, week out, though, boys, don't we? We all have psychological trauma from Leeds United. It's always one or the other, isn't it? it's just like being a Leeds United fan. There's always that impending doom. Kevin,
I think there was so many highs, weren't there, when the Bielsa that first season in the Premier League, and then it sort of came crashing down in like a kind of. It wasn't even like there was no subtlety to it. It just kind of was like the rug had been pulled out from underneath us, and it just got worse and worse. And I think that's been quite hard to deal with. I think as a fan, I think.
Yeah,
I'm sure we all feel a bit of that.
Yeah, it's like someone just punched my granddad in a way. Or pulled the rug from my granddad, if that makes any sense.
All that, yeah.
So yeah. So Kevin, what was your vibe before the game, buddy?
I've got to agree with Anthony. I had a tricky feeling about this game because
tricky feeling.
Yeah, tricky feeling. Like it was going to be a tricky game because these are actually a good side. They had a really bad start to the season. They lost loads of players, didn't they? Their loan players left. Chupa Akpom left, went to Ajax. I thought these would be at it from the start, but they started really bad. But they've got better and better as the season gone on, and they've been on great form. They beat Leicester. So they are a match for a lot of teams in this league. I just thought that we would struggle last week. It would be a draw. And luckily enough, we've won. And tomorrow I'll still have that tricky feeling as well because these ain't a bad side, Blackburn.
Is it SSX tricky?
Yes. Or
Little,
run DMC. Yes, run DMC tricky.
Little PS1 reference for the elder fellow
for the
out
youths.
there.
For the youths out
The
there.
youth. James, I know you were confident all the way. You're never not confident.
You have to be. You have to have some fans like me who just think we can win every game. You got to. And I think we, like everyone said, we are a match for most, if not all, teams in this division. And if we play our best, I think we can beat anybody. It's just whether we play our best. That's the difference. But Middlesbrough, yeah, Middlesbrough were good. I was really impressed with them, actually. I didn't think they were going to be as good as they were. But I think there's a little bit of a way of playing against us that people are starting to pick up on. But we're still too strong to in attack. So I think we have to look out for that.
I think there was a bit of a midfield. I think there was a sort of Ampadu starting to look a little bit tired, and you could see Middlesbrough decided to kind of go through the middle, didn't they? And it was kind of they were getting through us quite easily. I think the sending off actually did help us quite a bit. Dare I say? But I'm not complaining.
It was like they draw all our players over to the wing and then they just pop it into the middle where someone always was free and they were just breaking through. It was like, right, that shit.
They did. I mean, we spoke about it on Sunday, James, didn't we? Where we both agreed that they played really well. They beat the press numerous times and they overloaded the wings and, like I say, popped it into the middle. And then I just think they came and had a go and they didn't just put 10 men behind the ball like some teams have this season. I mean, let's talk about the first goal then. And the what's his name? Oatmeal latte. The
latte laughs. Sounds like it's like a I was gonna say so. I don't know what it sounds like, but ridiculous.
Collect 6, you get a
funny
latte.
coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
funny coffee.
Funny coffee. Yeah, but he could have had about 4 goals, couldn't he? I mean, he missed a couple of sitters, didn't he? But I thought I don't know if it's fashionable to say it, but I felt when the ball came to him, there's something about Meslier at that near post that always kind of just felt vulnerable. I don't know when he scored it. I kind of just thought, could he have done better? I don't know, but you know, this
was going to be my question to you, mate. Should Meslier be saving that? I mean, you give him the benefit of the doubt that there's players in front of him, and he does dive to his right, but he goes to the lower right. So, in your opinion, should he save it? I mean, obviously, we have the privilege of saying and seeing it from the stands and what have you, or on the telly. But what's your opinion of Meslier?
I think he should be better now than he is in terms of. I think he's had enough time at Leeds now that I think the potential he had at the start. I think he should be a better keeper now, and it's all round game. Let's not, don't get me wrong. That save like he made against Leicester, that's got us 3 points. So he's capable of doing that. His shot stopping's excellent. It's just other little bits of his game that sometimes his distribution's a bit off. Sometimes his positioning doesn't seem right. Maybe he doesn't dive. He puts himself in a position where he doesn't have time to dive and get into saves that he maybe should make. Near post kind of stuff. He doesn't command his box that well. I know there was a game. Was it against Swansea where Ampadu got caught in a bit of no man's land and he had time in the world and he's not. It doesn't seem like he's communicating that well sometimes with his defenders. And I just wonder if he maybe should, for someone who people were talking about as a potential France #1, etc. Thought maybe he should be a bit further on in his development now, but maybe I'm being harsh on him. I don't know. No,
yeah, I think you've got a point there, mate. Kev, do you think, bear in mind what Ants just said, do you think Meslier is sort of plateaued now?
No. I mean, I'm not going to disagree because I do think he should have. He is really weak at his near post sometimes, and we saw it last year. We've seen it twice in the past couple of games. Rotherham as well was his near post, and could he have saved it? Could he have not? I do think he does have a high ceiling though, and I do think he's got better this year since we changed goalkeeping coaches, and you can see that he's a bit more commanding. He's a bit better with his feet. He seems to be a lot more calm on the ball, and I do think hopefully he should get better as the season goes on because he's playing. Manager's confident in him, and again, as Anthony said, there he's got us 3 points against Leicester, so. I still think he's got a high ceiling. He just needs to work on saving his near post a little bit more for me.
He's still young for a goalkeeper. I mean, he's what 23
Yeah.
or something. I mean, top
massively,
keepers are 30, 35. He's got plenty of time to.
Keepers peak, don't they, from their 30 to the 35? That's what they say. Goalkeepers peak at that age.
He's got
a lot. Yeah, he's got loads of time.
Yeah. So I think that's why I don't want to bag him out too much. I think sometimes you just kind of. But as you say, I think for a championship level, he's doing fine, and he's like I say, he's making big saves as well. So jobs are good, and he's got a good team in front of him he doesn't really have a lot to do a lot of the time, does he? So it's good.
You can't backtrack now, man. You called him shit. You can't just backtrack.
Yeah,
but he's shit. Yeah,
yeah, he's really shit though.
So you got to look at it as well. He's gone from hardly having to make any saves a game this year to having to save nearly have 20 shots on goal a game average every game, like the whole of last 2 years. Obviously, after the first Premiership season, he's just got to get his head around it. I guess that's what you've got to say.
Yeah,
I think anyway.
Maybe we just need to switch posts. You know what I mean? Just come, and then the Magic when he was they won't concede it. Well, then again, they'll concede on
or just ask the opposition teams not to shoot that way. Just say, "Oh, I can't shoot down there. My mum said I'm not allowed, so it's fine."
Oh, we don't know.
Didn't send the permission slip.
Yeah.
Oh, hearty banter. James,
Yeah.
quick opinion on Meslier.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what they've said. I think that I was going to mention about the fact that he was peppered pretty much every game for the last 2 seasons, and his coming is barely involved in games. He's had more control at his feet in games than he has made saves and that. So it's just been switched on for the whole game, and I think I hold him in high regard. So I think that's a save he should have made. But he is young, and I think he will get a lot better. And if he don't, we'll just get rid of him, won't we? So good times.
Yeah, that's what we normally do, isn't it? Yeah, let's get rid of him.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Or we'll loan him out. Who knows?
Yeah.
It was a pretty mad half, wasn't it? Because they went against Swansea when they scored in the first 40 seconds or a minute or whatever it was. We went behind, and then we came back 3 minutes later with Dan James leaping like a salmon from the river. And heading it, beating, you know what I mean? I put a meme out during the week, and it's of Willem Dafoe like that, like, oh. And this is what the defender saw when Dan James leapt. Dan James, I want to get your opinion on Dan James. We love him on this podcast.
I think he's great.
His redemption arc.
Do you know what I love the most about him is he was treated pretty badly by whether it was the club or Jesse Marsh or whoever it was. He was treated badly, and I think all that was a bit of a farce when he went out. And the fact that he could have easily just thrown his toys out and decided he didn't want to come back, but he's come back, and he's got the best attitude out of any of the players there, and that's that's not a slight of the other players, because there's a fantastic attitude throughout the whole squad at the minute. But he just seems like someone who's just every game. He's at it. He's not always going to be top draw. He's going to have games where he's a bit inconsistent, but 3 games out of 4 at least, he's turning up. He's getting goals. He's causing defenders all sorts of problems. He's getting assists. His numbers must be ridiculous right now. I love Dan James. I think he's great. I think it would take a special player to get him out of the side. I think, let's be honest, at the start of the season, how many people would have thought James would be keeping Nonto out of the side, for example? Mm-hmm. And right now, I wouldn't swap him for anything. So
he was Big Papa B's player, weren't he? He's the one that Bielsa wanted for ages, and now you can see why that Bielsa wanted him, because
totally.
We keep saying this every single week, don't we? And I'm going to say it again, because he's playing in his position that he plays in. He's playing in his right position, and how the hell is he jumping that high to head that in the net as well, man?
Yeah,
honestly, I was small, right? Yeah. I played at the back. I know how hard it is to win headers being small, right? And how he's done that is mental.
Wasn't it mad to see him and Somerville, who like 2 of the shortest players on the team, both getting leaping salmon headers?
It's crazy.
Probably run up the back. Up the back and headed it.
Yeah,
that just shows good form, though, doesn't it? It just shows good form that even if they put small players like that scoring goals, it's just brilliant. It's It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's really nice as well. I think if you think like the last couple of seasons, whenever we concede a goal, we'd normally go and like concede another goal, and it'd be like 2, and then it was 3, and it's like it was the whole house of cards collapse. Whereas now it's like, all right, we've conceded, straight down the other end and equalise, and it's like even when we concede now, it's like all right, fine, don't worry about it. We've got goals throughout the whole team now, so it's great.
I mean, that front four is just unbelievable at the minute. But Dan James here, I've written on my notes because I'm prepared. Has scored in the past 4 home games, and like you say, Dan James, we all just wrote him off last season. Oh well, most of the fan base did and didn't want him back, and but his redemption arc this season is. I hope they make a DVD about it. That's how confident and happy I am. But with both the headers, I know what they used. Do you know what they did? They got that spray can of flubber.
Yeah.
Bottom of the things.
What would you call the documentary, Dan, about Dan James? Walking Tall, something like that, maybe. Yeah.
Jan Dames.
Jan James.
No, it's
Jan Dames.
Last night a DJ saved my life.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm furious. I'm going to edit that out, and I'm going to say it. Last night a DJ saved my life, so I'm going to edit it out. It's like I said it. But yeah, so it was my first half, wasn't it? What? Now, so we've talked about Mesley, and then we've mentioned him then, Somerville, another person that's having a great season. He's won Leeds Player of the Month this month. James, big fan of Somerville there.
Yeah, what's not to love about him? He's doing everything. Like the way he was winning the ball back off when we broke. I love that desire, and that's something that was it was missing in his game defensively, but now he's massively picked that up as well. So, and he's scoring for fun. And I said once he gets into a rhythm of scoring, because he did it in the under 21s, he did it for a period last year, but then we had the World Cup, so he'll piss this league, and he is. So, I'm really happy with him, mate.
He's another one as well. He's another one as well. I think was there was debate, maybe some doubt whether his attitude was right or he was gonna, and he just seems to have just stepped up to the plate in a way that's like completely admirable. And I've no doubt he's going to have his suitors, and people are going to want, are going to be interested in him in January. But I feel like he wants to be here, and he seems to be fully committed to the cause. And it's after the last couple of years and some of the players that we've seen go out on loan and stuff, it's actually really nice to see a bunch of lads there that all seem to really want to be at the club. And he's definitely one of them.
Oh yeah, 100%, mate. He's come out this week and he said that he's actually more settled now than he was before. Because he's a dad now. If you remember, he got the chopper down to, I think, did we play Fulham away or something? We're playing in London somewhere. He got the chopper down, didn't he? Because he'd just been to the birth, and he got out there quick, didn't he? So I'm surprised he didn't run it, to be honest. The Welsh Sonny, like 2 minutes, isn't it, for him? But yeah, so there we go. So Dan James, Somerville, Rutter has created 16 big chances this season. 16. I'll start with you, James, because I know you've got Rutter pajamas for bedtime, haven't you, mate?
Rutter pajamas.
He's absolutely Rutter.
Rutter wear, underwear, yes. He's just like he's the sort of the way he plays and the way he passes is what I like watching football for. The way he can pick passes out, because I like them passes as much as I like seeing a really good goal, and the way he does it is amazing for his age. Fantastic. He just needs to do that in front of goal, and when he does that, it'll just be a nuisance for anyone.
Are you playing the drums, James?
I was, mate. I'll get so passionate about Rutter, I'll start singing along to it.
It's doing like foot pedal underneath you.
I forget how sensitive this is, and it weren't working. That's picking up everything. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Is there anything better? I say go back just to talk about Rutter. Is there anything better than players playing with a smile on their face? It's like there's something.
Yeah.
I think of all the players that we've sort of loved over the years, that the players who play with a smile on their face, you just completely warm to them. I just love the fact that Rutter just seems to be he just looks like looks like he's having the best time, and he's backing it up with like just basically taking the piss out of everybody that we're playing against. He's just having it's like it looks easy to him, and he looks like he's just having a ball, and it's great. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that they can stop him is literally fouling. And I think the best thing that he did against Watford when he sent that guy for a literal hot dog, and he, you know what I mean. But like you said, like we said at the beginning of the season, I think it was after the first game, like once he gets scoring, his confidence will just, confidence breeds confidence. And look at him now, he's smashing. I think the nearest person to him with chances created, something like I think it's Tuesday all with 8 or 9 or something. He's just absolutely smashing it.
I can't believe how strong he is as well. Like honestly, you see, like I'm looking at that goal against Swansea, wasn't it, where the ball over the top from Ampadu. He takes it on his foot, but then he has the wherewithal to basically just hold off like the centre back, and just like he can't get anywhere near him, and then gets the ball, sets himself, and takes a shot. Unbelievable strength. He doesn't look like he's got it in him, but he's just a really, really strong. If put it this way, if he could score regularly, he'd be playing. He'd be on everybody's radar.
Yeah, 100%. I like you say there about his strength as well. Like, it's also his intelligence for such a young player. Like when the defender was trying to get to the ball, he shielded the ball, corrected himself, and he just knocked it past the keeper. Yeah. But the only flaw, I think, it's not really a flaw. It's just he needs something to work on. For me, it's just his composure in front of the goal. Like he had a good chance against Boro to make it 4, and he just knocked it wide. Do you think, Kev?
Yeah. Again, I think every Leeds fan knows this, is that if he could finish, he would be in, like, up there playing for somebody big. You can see why Borussia Dortmund were interested in him in the summer, and we knocked it back. He's got everything except that finish. He's still going to get a few goals this year, though. I'd say he could probably get up to about 10, 12 goals this year. I really think he will. But he's vital to the way Leeds play football now. And we all thought Pirro was going to be the 9, and he's going to be scoring all the goals. But everything that we do good seems to go through Jorginho Rutter. All the assists, all the play, all like as James mentioned, all the passes. They're like, some of those passes are De Bruyne-esque. The way he knocks it around with his foot, they seem to go where he wants them to. The perfect way.
Filthy.
Yeah, absolutely filthy. They are. It's just it's a joy to watch, and footballers like watching footballers who do stuff like that. And it just makes me, and as Anthony said as well, it's just the way he plays with smart. Everything he does, celebrating people getting sent off.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just so good. But because at the end of last season, everyone's thinking, "What have we done here? What have we bought?" But a lot of Leeds fans could see. Obviously not me and you, James, we knew because we were talking about it last year on the podcast that this lad's got something. Like you saw him, he did something against Arsenal where he made everything look easy. You can see that he had something, and I'm just really happy for him because there's a lot of money for us, and he seems to have just like turned it all around now, and he's going to go on to big things. Hopefully
if he spends a bit more time with training with Thierry Henry as well, maybe he'll get his finishing up to top level.
That's true. Yeah.
Good shout. Big,
get Jermaine Beckford into show and get Bescio back because he loved them too, didn't he? They'll help him out.
It helped with Dan James. Why he must have not spoke to Rutter.
Just don't watch Bescio's touch though, because Bescio's touch was appalling.
Yeah,
used to go everywhere.
Just watch him head the ball. That's it. Yeah,
watch him head the ball. Yeah.
Or as they say in Spain or Argentina, El Chitio is what they call. Right. So. So that's Boro done and dusted. End of the day. Oh, actually, we didn't talk about Pirro. Anthony talked about stepping up to the plate, and Pirro did. No more worries. Hey, I'm penalty taker.
Do you know what? As I said before, the sort of cynical, weird Leeds fan in me was thinking, "Oh, he's going to miss, and everyone's going to get off." But then he hit it with such confidence. It was like, right, that puts that to bed. He's just a confident finisher, isn't he? He just kind of looks like it's all water off a duck's back. I know he's had a few critics, whatever. When I was looking the other day, he's got 1 in 2. They said something like he scored 5 goals that have been winning goals in games, which is more than anyone else in the league. And it's like that's why we bought him. He's doing his job. He's starting to link play up well. He's starting to look to me like a really important part of that front four. And long may it continue. I really like him.
I can't remember the last time we scored a penalty either. Honestly, it seems that long ago. James will remember. James, when was the last time we scored a penalty before the
Rodrigo? Was it him?
Probably. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
I miss Rodrigo's celebrations.
Oh, the penalties against Salford, we scored a few, but that doesn't really count, does it?
Yeah, that does not count at all. Yeah.
No, we did save a lot though, did we?
No.
Darlow.
Danny loves Darlow.
I'm better in that.
Danny
Anyway.
Dallas.
Right, so that's so Pirro, I think his composure in front of the net, in front of goal is brilliant, and he's proven that a few times. But I'm glad that if there's a penalty, Pirro should be taking it. It's the right height, it's the right power, and it was a great penalty in my opinion. James, great penalty for you?
No doubts in my mind, mate. When he stepped up, no doubts at all.
He seems to look so relaxed as well, don't you think, James, all the time?
The way he plays, plays football is very sort of smooth and just sort of like very casual, almost like Berbatov-esque, where he just sort of rolls around but he's getting better. Like Anthony said, he's like linking up play well, and he runs the most out of anybody. We found out the other day in the press conference, he's got 12k a game he's running the last few games. That's impressive. You don't think he's doing much, but he is. He's running all over the pitch.
He's got real Dutch vibes about him, and he's just seriously chilled out.
Constantly,
you know what I mean?
On the split.
he's on something, yeah. He does look like he's very chilled.
Half time like that. Yeah,
Stonified.
I want to paint your hush gold. Smoking a pancake. Anyway, enough of that. So now what we're going to do is move on to something called All Smart Aren't We, Anthony, and test your footballing knowledge. And for the viewers at home, sorry listeners, you are singled out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put... Sorry?
Describe it for the listeners.
It might come across. I might have to put it on my OnlyFans account because it's too sexual in nature.
We'll leave it then.
So long legs with socks. Anyway, chaotic, Anthony. I did warn you.
I love it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an image on screen, and it's got the face covered up, and I want you to have a guess who you think that footballer is. So everyone at home that can play along, put it in the comments. Kev and James, you know the score. So here is the player. Now, who do you think this player is? Now, I will give you a clue. This player was really big in the 90s, quite a celebrity in the 90s. So, who do you think this is?
Well, it looks like Juventus. I'm thinking, is it quite a celebrity? Is it? It's not. Is it Del Piero?
Del Piero's a good shout. In the 90s, big. Yeah. Kev, who do you think?
I was going to go Del Piero as well, but can I go for? I was going to just say somebody that would Del Piero, but I can't think of anyone, so I'm going to go Del Piero. Gattuso. No, he played for Milan, didn't he? I don't know. Just Del Piero, please. Yeah.
Okay. Alessandro Del Piero. What about you, James?
I'm going to... Looking at his elbows, I'm going to go Les Battersby from Coronation.
Les Battersby, Coronation. Well... You're all wrong, I'm afraid. This player, he was big in the 90s, and I can tell you now, I can reveal, it was Eddie from Frasier, and he went on loan to Juventus. The dog from Frasier. You're all wrong.
I should have got that. Should have got that
again.
You should have.
I was so close, man. I was so close.
I forgot he did 2 years at Juve. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He went on loan after the show finished. After the show finished, he went on loan for 2 years to Juve. Right.
The old lady. That's the reason they're called the old lady, I guess. Yeah, it's true.
You could have won. You could have won free tickets to Birmingham concert, which is coming up. So see, Carl Berry put Alan Shearer. Sorry, mate, you were wrong. Jamie Baggio, so close. And that's just a laughing emoji. So that is this week's All Smart Aren't We? No winners again. Maybe next week, yeah, lads. Maybe next week.
Oh, God.
Shame.
Spam sandwiches.
Shucks, as they say in America. Right, so a bit of news from the week. And Llorente, or Llorente, we're getting rid of him, boys. Anthony? Bye-bye, Llorente, or?
Yeah, can bugger off for me. It was one of those. Obviously, you want the club to get some money for it and whatever. But if he never comes back, I wouldn't lose a minute's thought over it at all. just a.
Something
Just
like
one of those players who was just itching to get out in our worst moment, so you can sling your hook, off you go.
It just reminds me of like a newborn giraffe. He just couldn't get his legs together.
Yeah,
Kev's a big fan of him, aren't you, Kev?
Massive fan. Oh, do you know what? You know what? You've just told me something I didn't know. I didn't even know he was leaving. I didn't know about this. I've had my head in the sand for a week, so I did not know this. How much has he gone for? Or is it free?
Well, according to reports, it's £4 million, considering we paid
I'll take that.
18.
And
Do you know what the weird thing about this was? He was quite good when he first come when Bielsa had him. I thought he was going to be amazing. Me and James we were talking about it for ages how good Llorente was, weren't we, when he first got him?
I dug out some messages. I remember texting my brother at the time going, he's a Rolls Royce Llorente.
Yeah, because he played for Real Madrid and everything, didn't he? I thought this guy is going to be amazing. I cannot believe how much we've got him for.
Yeah,
this is a bargain. And
he's just got the madness in him, and it takes over him, and it looked like he was trying to escape mid games when he was playing. He was running around trying to escape the team. Yeah, it's not nice to watch at times.
What he does, he's got little slots where his knees are, and he puts wafer thin just slices in there, and those act as his ACLs. And he just, when he runs, you can hear him crunch, and he goes, let's go. And he wants to get out.
When anyone ever says the team Brentford, I get flashbacks of him against Brentford, man. Someone says, Brentford are on today. I'm like, that's right. It happens. Yeah, it's just so bad, man.
He took about 4 million off Cox's valuation that game. He did.
Oh, mate, honestly, I remember what game was it where he went to clear it, but completely missed the ball, like a Højbjerg.
Every game he played.
Oh, dearie me. Yeah,
it was weird because he would occasionally just do something really good, though, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Like every now and again, would just do something you go, look at the composure. But then it was quite weird
because the forward. When he used to do that, he used to pass it into the forward. He'd do that a couple of times. It'd be like, that's nice.
Yeah. And then never again. And then they just do something ridiculous. But he was sort of for the kind of the sort of tactics we used to play under Bielsa, the intensity of it all. We didn't half sign some players who just had no composure whatsoever, who couldn't deal with, just really badly suited to that kind of chaos football. He was a prime example of it, I thought.
We bought all internationals that year as well, didn't we? We've got a German international centre half and a Spanish international centre half coming in. We're going to be wicked. We've got Rodrigo, Spain's number 9, and the best out of them was Rafinha, weren't he? Yeah, he was all right as well.
Bar Rafinha, subsequently, all of them internationals did get picked again for a while. So what does that say about that team?
You were watching for their countries, though. You watch like Llorente for Spain or whatever. They're just casually passing it around at the backs. It's all that very tiki-taka football. None of them seemed like they'd been scouted properly because none of them seemed suited to the sort of chaos, high-intensity running type of football that we were playing. It just seemed such a weird matchup of our transfer policy and our management. I don't know. I just thought he sort of, when you watch him for their countries, I don't see what would been seen about them that would think that they suited our game at all.
But it's Leeds for you, isn't it? It's Leeds. The Leeds will do that to you.
Yeah.
It will change. Yeah.
Also would have these mad players that he'd hope to get, but then he'd settle for a Llorente. He was mental.
Totally.
We should do.
Well, it was Gvardiol, weren't it? We meant to get Gvardiol.
Mate,
and then we got Llorente.
He agreed to come. He just wanted to see out the rest of the season. Rodrigo de Paul. Who else were there?
Did we get Rodrigo over Ollie Watkins? That was one of the first ones, wasn't it?
That's true. Yeah, I think we got Bamford.
I don't care about Bamrama. He's a bag of wine.
Cream of the crop of the championship. They were saying we were going to get. We got Rodrigo, which he was a really nice guy, and I loved how he celebrated. But he wasn't clinical enough for me to say that he was our most expensive.
He's really good at crossfield balls, though, weren't
he? Back to Saka.
Yeah, to Rob. And then don't even get me started on Brendan Aronson, the only player that wears ankle weights on a football pitch. It's honestly, mate. Right, I best move on because the producers in here. Farke's got the man of the match. Now been playing a lot. A manager of the month. The teeth put him back in. Hopefully this doesn't curse us tomorrow, James. I'm running the away kit. I'm the manager.
Oh, don't say it. If you say it out loud, it means it will come true.
What
Yeah,
we
don't
need
say
is
it.
what we need
You didn't.
is Kev to reverse jinx it. That's what we need.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
he didn't mean
anything.
it anyway.
Don't don't even ask me for my prediction tomorrow, please. Please don't.
What do you think about score for tomorrow, Kev?
I'm just going to put myself on mute now.
No, but it's well deserved, though, isn't it, Kev?
Yes, it is. I'm a jinx. Please leave me alone.
Go on, and are you falling in love with Farke, or in Kev's words, a big, lovely German man?
Oh well, both. I mean, he's a big, lovely German man. But
Yeah.
do you know? I mean, it's easy to say it now because it's obviously time's passed, or whatever, and maybe at the time it wasn't the situation. But I'd love to have seen him replace Bielsa, just because I don't think they were necessarily playing the same football, but there's a real sort of attention being paid to the players working hard, being fit. We look fit in games, and it's like I cannot believe, and it angers me talking about it, how much we let that slip after Bielsa left. It's just such a shame to just thrown that down the toilet. And even like Aileen was saying, we were getting to 65, 70 minutes in games, and we were flagging. It's just really nice to see the players playing like that now, and it's a slower build up. It's a different way to how we used to play under Bielsa, but it's the most.
I think it's quite similar when we get into the final third, isn't it?
Yeah. The build up's slightly slow, so we're not starting as quick from the back, but it's exciting. And it's put it this way, it's the most I've enjoyed watching Leeds since Bielsa left. So there you go.
Yeah, I think we said it a while ago now that Farke would be the natural successor to me. Albeit
to you,
for everyone.
Is he coming on the show? Are you going, Danny? See you in a bit then, Dan. Bye-bye.
And I've just got the producer in my ear. Oh my God, he's Scottish, is he? What?
Sorry, someone spiked me drink. Yeah, no, I mean, not for me literally on this podcast. I mean, literally.
Oh, fuck.
Bielsa. Sorry to break people's hearts out there, but Farke's not coming on this fucking podcast unless I say. But 9. Oh, this podcast, honestly, so much chaos. So like Farke, I believe he should have been the successor to Bielsa. James, would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, anyone other than who it was would have been happy. I mean, probably just left him in charge, I think, for that season. He might have kept us up. He might have had a bit more money the next season to invest a bit more, but they wanted to get rid of him from ages, didn't they? To bring that plonker in. I love Farke.
I don't know if you agree. I was just going to say I think no matter who you'd have brought in there, I think unfortunately the club needed resetting, didn't it? It was almost like if you brought Farke in, he still would have been dealing with auto signings and all that garbage and behind the scenes. It's almost like it kind of all needed to come to a head, didn't it? Really, I think. I'm glad that he's here now.
Farke's a manager, not a head coach.
Yeah, and I'm glad he's here now, and there seems to be a bit more grown-ups behind the scenes, and it's sort of, you don't really like there's people like Hammond, and I couldn't tell you if I bumped into him in the street, I wouldn't know what he looked like. It's all just been done professionally behind the scenes, and I like that Farke's dealing with that now. I don't know whether it might have ended badly had he taken over from Bielsa, because it felt like whoever came in was going to be dealing with the same crap.
True, mate. Yeah, that's a good shout. That Hammond from Top Gear, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, I totally interrupted you there, James.
That's all right, mate. With Farke as well, I have noticed in the past few games where there is a way that teams can play against us, and I'm noticing it a bit more. I'm hoping that he notices it. He probably will. Smart man, and see what he does to fix it when these teams try and do it against us. But yeah, I'm happy with what he's doing so far.
But how people have done it with us, people could do it against Leicester and Ipswich. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully they continue to do that, because I think Leicester, they're not having a good time, are they? Yeah. So speaking of behind the scenes, the last bit of news is that Leeds are looking and expecting to get Aberdeen's Jordan Miles, who's an ex-West Ham sort of head of recruitment. I don't know much about him. I just hope he does a football manager wonderkid sort of save, and we get loads of fucking decent players. You reckon, Kev? You're good at footy manager.
Well, if there's something strange coming out of Scotland at the moment because another club
Ghostbusters.
At the moment,
another club. I think it might have been Aberdeen
happened
as
for
well.
years.
Another club, I think it might have been Aberdeen too, have lost their director of football to Ajax. So they might have had quite a good team there. And the 49ers go after the people that they want. And if they've impressed him, then yeah, I'm all for it. But I mean, it looks like there's going to be more people in this recruitment department than we think. You're going to have Hammond, Steinson, and this guy as well. Because I'll hear on the grapevine that they want to keep Hammond for a lot longer than what they want to do, at least for the next free transfer window. So it looks like they're putting a lot of work into like recruitment behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and it looks like it could be data led as well, which is what Brighton and Brentford do. So I think that's what they're sort of looking is that sort of model.
Wasn't there a suggestion that when they were looking at Steinson? Wasn't there a suggestion they were looking at the guy from Brentford? And I think that seems to be the model that they're trying to go for. What I read about that guy from Aberdeen, I was reading. He only went to Aberdeen about a month ago or something, apparently from West Ham. And he's made such an impression already that Leeds are already in for him already. So it seems like as you say, Kev, it seems like the 49ers have got some very they know exactly who they want and they're going out and getting them, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a very good sign. Yeah, and Kev knows what he's on about. It's like we're identifying decent like prospects, like as in with players. Like we went out with Steinson and Hammond, who helps Newcastle out, and look at what they're doing. They're losing 3-0 to Everton. But anyway, that's they're. But you know what I mean, like bringing in Guimaraes and all that kind of stuff. But the fact is now it's not a Mickey Mouse operation behind the scenes. It's not just
you got to admit as well. Newcastle's recruitment. Everyone thought they're going to go out and spend billions on players and do this and do that. Their recruitment, especially when they stayed up, was perfect, wasn't it? It was absolutely perfect. Yeah. And if I haven't seen them waste any money on one player. So if he was part of that, yeah, but that's
Tonali, mate. That's a big waster, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to mute. I'll mute now. I'll go back in my hole. All right.
Tonali's at home just writing. I will not bet again. I will not bet again.
Tonali
lines.
But yeah, I mean, the money they spent and the people they got in, they bought in Trippier, Dan Burn, and all that, and it saved them because when they got took over and Eddie Howe went in, they were next to us in the league, weren't they? and then obviously it all changed from there. But it's if he's done a really good job
season changed, weren't it? They beat us 1-0, didn't they? And then they just think it was someone on a square ball they won't win another game, and then they didn't lose another game for the whole year.
Yeah. We seem to like doing that to teams, didn't we? We don't really Southampton this season. Just doing their entire push.
It's really frustrating because it was a shit free kick as well. What Chelsea scored in that game, and we were all over them.
We battered them.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely battered them. But Leeds being the charity case as they are, because they were below us at that point, and we were all like, "Oh, they're going down again." They're going down again, and then
it's that and the Southampton games are reasons why I get whenever opposition fans expect us to batter them. It always makes me nervous because. I remember Southampton fans and Newcastle fans before that Shelvey free kick. They were talking 3, 4. How many are Leeds going to score? And it just didn't go that way. And then it just kick-started their season. So I'm always slightly nervous when a team expects us to win. Kind of, we seem to like sort of throwing that on its head. But yeah.
Speaking of expecting to win, Parker's just won the Manager of the Month award. It's a 12:30 kickoff tomorrow against Blackburn away. And we're in the away kit. So what could go wrong? Let's talk about it, boys.
Is it the fruit salad? Is it fruit salad tomorrow?
I think so, yeah, because they wear blue and white, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so James, I know you're super confident, mate.
Always super confident. 7,000 away fans. That's going to be
7.5, isn't it?
7.5, yeah. It's going to be massive. I think we'll get our first win in a different kit. That's not white.
And on white kits is
right in their faces.
On live television to sort our weekend out. So their last game, they lost 3-1 to Sheffield Wednesday, James. You got to be pretty shit to lose to Sheffield Wednesday. We didn't lose, we drew. But,
exactly. We was being
the owl bother us.
Owl botherers, yeah. Honestly, mate, right. And are you confident? I know you've got this cynical Leeds fan inside you.
Yeah, I mean,
go away.
yeah, I mean, Farker winning the bloody manager of the month. What was that all about? Why did you have to go and do that? I mean, it's fully deserved, but I saw it. I was like, oh Christ. But I didn't. I think Blackburn's striker got Player of the Month. So who knows?
Smodics. He's also got 14 goals.
14 goals, yeah. It's going to be interesting. On paper, I mean, they've got loads of injuries. I mean, they've saying they've got like 10 first team players out or something. So
that'll do.
I mean, it's one. I mean, it's not like we've got a lot far to travel. And I just Leeds. We've had a week off. Leeds should be winning that game tomorrow. We should be winning that game tomorrow. Yeah.
Good lad.
Well,
Good lad.
It is deep down. It's the War of the Roses. We never forget. But I hope the team buses got air support when they go into that when they cross the border. You know what I mean? Because we walked through it, didn't we, Ant? So
we did.
It's rubbish. Kev, are you confident, mate?
It's rubbish.
I kind of am. They've got a good manager though. They've got a good manager, haven't they? I mean, he was on the shortlist for us as well, wasn't he? John Dale Thompson at the start of the year. Plays good football. But yeah, as Anthony mentioned, they do have a lot of injuries, but they've got some exciting players as well. They're quite like us. They've got a quite young team, and I've watched them a few times, and they play really, really good football. So I'm expecting it to be a bit more of a Middlesbrough Swansea sort of game, basketball sort of match tomorrow, backwards and forwards across the pitch. Again, as Anthony mentioned earlier, we've just got to put our chances away. Have to.
Another interesting little thing as well. I think John Dale Thomason, if I'm not mistaken, got sent off against Wednesday, so he actually won't be. He'll be up in the stand tomorrow.
Yeah,
easy. There you go, Kev. It's in the bag, mate. It's in the bag.
It's easy. All written in the stars.
Okay.
Look, what more can go wrong?
It's written on the fruit salad kit.
Yeah. Well, they are Blackburn are actually 18th in the home form table, and they've not done really well. Smodics has got 14 goals. Moran has got 5 assists.
Who's number 1 in the home form table?
Bills, wasn't it?
It's got to be,
hasn't it? Yeah, it has to be. Yeah,
and Ipswich won one more than us at home.
Well, we beat them at home, didn't we? We beat them at their place. Sorry.
Yeah, and we haven't lost at home.
No, we haven't lost. We're better than them. I think they've won
more. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, James.
Yeah, Ipswich.
So, like when they lost 3-1 against Sheffield Wednesday, two of their goals came in the last 12 minutes. So it says here that I've written it down. I've seen it somewhere else. 7 goals after 75 minutes they've conceded. So even if we do go 1-0 down, which we won't, it's not going to happen. Universe
again.
We've still got 90. We've still got 90 minutes, and we only need 3 minutes to get an equaliser anyway. So
here's
surely
one
not 3 games.
Here's one for you. From what you've just said there, makes a lot of sense. But who comes on our pitch after 75 minutes every game?
Ganonto.
No.
Pat.
Bam.
Yeah.
Bam.
So what are the odds on Patrick Bamford scoring tomorrow? Because they always concede their goals. Yeah.
He's playing for the first 75 minutes tomorrow. I've heard.
The first 74.
Yeah.
Well, we are getting pressed for time, so let's go for some predictions then, lads. Do you think it's going to be a high-scoring game, man?
I do actually. I think. Well, it depends how you class high scoring. I think maybe another 3-1, something like that. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've just got to put this up. He'll put it 8 mile wide.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, Andy. That's brilliant. I'm gonna say that and pretend I said it. He's gonna put it 8 mile wide. I'm gonna take your credit, Andy. Yes, Kev. What's your predictions, buddy?
I actually think 3-1 as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
James.
4-2. 4-2.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a clean sheet, but we it's not happening at the moment, is it?
What's one of those?
I think
yeah, so 4-2.
3-2 at the 75th minute, and Bamford makes it 4-2. That's what I believe, and I believe means that it will happen. And what I say is true. Do you agree?
You predicted Bamford to score?
I think he'll score tomorrow. I do. If he's on the pitch, obviously.
What have you got in your? What have you got? What are you drinking tonight, Danny? What are you drinking?
I don't know, but it's.
Do you know what? I actually got a feeling he might score tomorrow as well.
Really God, you're on it as well.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he might score tomorrow.
Contagious.
Yeah, honestly, like I think he's going to score, and I think he's going to sprint into the fans with his M&M hair as well. He's going to lose.
He's going to dive at some point. So he's going to lose himself. Kick him miles away, and he's going to dive over. That's what I think we're going to happen.
I hope to God he scores. He goes up to the away fans and starts doing this. Everybody in the 3-1-3, put your fucking head on, follow me. I best not sing that because Spotify will charge me. Right, so what we do now, Anne, is we do a segment called Top Knob, and whoever throughout the week has pissed you off, we nominate them for Top Knob, and we collectively vote and see who is top knob. So let's get into Top Knob.
Top Knob.
Full of segments and jingles here, Anne. We don't mess around.
It's beautiful.
Something you can use. Huh?
Say again.
Do you need an assistant at your job, mate? Oh,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I jingle her. Yeah, right. Absolutely.
I do that, but I also make jingles as well.
Just walk behind him with your jingles everywhere he goes.
I jingle when I brush my teeth in the morning.
You can introduce songs under the hammer with some nice sounds. Would be quite good.
Yes. There you go, mate. There you go. Let's get your top knob. Sorry, James. Let's go for your top knob, mate. Who's your top knob for the week?
Mine isn't a person. My top knob is this little shitbag here, right here. You can't. Cue ball. He's out now. That's what you are.
You call him cute.
Cute Mike, James. Cute Mike.
My bad. Yeah, you. Him.
Go on, Kev. What's your who's your who or what is your top knob?
I have a who, and he's been a bit famous in the last 24 hours, and he does my absolute sweet. I've never liked the bloke, and I hate him even more now. So I want to go for Mr. Joseph Barton, and he can just bugger off. He's mental, and he's just an attention-seeking, cute man. You know what I mean? That's what he is.
Yeah.
So he can do one. He's my top knob of the week. Is Mr. Joseph Barton?
Yeah.
And I'm sure he watches this every week as well. So Joey,
just literally. As you've said that, he's just texted me saying Kev's being a bit harsh. Tell him to meet me outside or something. I don't know what that means. He must need letting in. He must have forgot his keys.
Cold.
Anthony, who's your top knob this week?
It's very hard to disagree with Kev, to be honest. But I'll chuck a wild card in there. Quite literally a wild card. Chris Wilder. I'm going to chuck him in there just because.
Ooh.
Now he's been brought back into the fold at Sheffield United. I've just been presented with loads of videos of him of like calling Leeds fans muppets and stuff. And it's reminding me why I despise him. And just something about his face makes me gets me kind of sort of wound up. So I'm going to chuck Wilder in there.
Do you know what, mate? That is a good shout. So I just
great shout that, yeah.
It looks easy to draw. Do you know what I mean?
Also, can I chuck another one in there? Klopp.
Yes.
I saw Klopp having a go at some presenter the other day about something to do with. Did you? I don't know if anyone saw it. Klopp having.
I think I saw it when they joked at him, going, "Oh, your favourite kickoff time."
Yeah, and he just it was like a child who just got annoyed that he'd been scolded, and it was just an embarrassing man. I can't stand him. It's like,
he doesn't understand sarcasm, does he? He doesn't understand.
No. Well, he's German, isn't he? So
yeah,
it's funny you should say that.
I don't like him.
I've just got a text from Klopp. I can't read it. I don't speak German. Sorry. So do you know what? I think I'm going to go with Joey Barton because Klopp and Wilder are good shouts. I just feel like
and James is cute, Mike. Yeah,
I'm a microphone.
James is
don't
cute,
leave.
Mike.
Don't leave.
Fuck it.
Don't leave you out.
Nominate them all. But with all the votes, that means that Joseph Barton. I don't know why he's declared war on women pundits. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And then he goes on Piers Morgan thinking he's a big boy. He's asking me to go outside now. Joe about. Anyway, I'm not
I
texting
think
him
you
back.
noticed they didn't have any glass in his glasses when he was on it as well, did he? He was like that.
Yeah.
Looked like Valma from Scooby Doo.
yeah, but I wouldn't do him though. I wouldn't do him. I think Joey Barton, you are this week's top knob.
Top knob.
So with that out of the way, and I know you're a busy guy, so you probably haven't seen. So I need to explain this. With all the sponsor money that comes in, obviously Bam and M sponsored me, and he's paid me loads of money just to, because loads of people watch this and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, please. I built a supercomputer with the latest tech and AI, mate. What it does is it delves in and it creates algorithms and it asks a question. I called it the NELP 3000. So are you interested to see what question it's got for yourself and Kevin James?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, let's go.
Sounds good.
Beep, beep, boop, beep.
Calculating. Question found.
Who would you have running Leeds? A poor Rads or a white powder fueled Celino?
He's working on his Italian pronunciation. It's Chilino.
I'd have to say a poor Rads every day of the week. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of either of them, but I don't think Chilino was exactly flush with cash.
Where's your sense of adventure, Anthony?
Don't get me wrong. There were times when it was very amusing, but I feel like he was sort of always about 1 minute away from basically setting the club on fire and just blowing it up. It was the most unpredictable man in football. So I don't know if you guys, I presume you might have heard him being interviewed this week. He's a loon. He's a complete loon. So yeah. I think I'd go Rads. That's the safe option. But for just pure, unadulterated, throwing caution to the wind fun, then a white powder Chilino is always good value.
Yes.
Kev, he'd have copious amounts of white powder or Colombian powder or extra Christmas cocaine.
I honestly think that I've got to agree with Anthony. Rads is your mellow option out of the two, isn't he? He has to be, even though the stuff when he had a glass of red wine and got on Twitter, it was brilliant. But yeah, I remember the Chilino days really well, and it was horrible. It was literally the worst I remember being a football fan. I honestly preferred when we got minus all those points in League One. The feeling that we had at the club to when Chilino was in charge. I remember looking back at the squad that we had when Chilino was in charge, man. I was like, Luke Varney, Noel Hunt up front. I was like, oh my God, what were we back then? So yeah, I'm going to go with Rads.
Nice. James, yeah, I've got a feeling that you're going to be the wild card here. Yeah, just going to go and try in front.
I'm going for the smacked up Chilino, mate. I'm going for him. Poor Rads, like a wealthy Rads bought Aronson, so a poor Rads, what you getting? Nothing. I'm going for Chilino just for the laughs. We'll have a new manager every week. It'll be amazing.
It might go up in flames, but it'll be funny at the same time.
Yeah, go down.
And plus, you'd be off the head because his coke pile will just blow into the crowd, so you'll be off your heads as well. Won't you?
Yeah,
so, yeah,
we'll be the fastest team in the world.
Yeah, that explains Dan.
I always thought that Rudy Austin was in that as well with Chilino snoring with the way he ran around the pitch. Yeah, definitely. I think so. Definitely.
Gotta love Rudy.
Shoot from anywhere, wouldn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
We're not talking about football.
Yes.
Nice.
Right. That concludes this week's episode. Anthony, thank you very much for running the gauntlet and your debut to the podcast. Hopefully, we can get you on again, mate.
Absolutely, love to come back. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure, and hopefully again in future.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's on tape now, mate. So you can't back out. It's legally binding.
That's fine.
Kev, James,
seal it.
Kev, James, thank you guys again for your expert knowledge and expertise and hearty banter.
Dirty mouth.
Yeah.
Dirty mouth. Yeah. So what we do now, Anne, is you can have a wave to the camera as we say goodbye, or you can do the old BBC classic and pretend the doot doot.
Tell I'm talking to the other newsreader.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I'll just wave.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe because we are on the road to 400 subscribers, and it's been really good to get to 307 as we talk. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Thanks again to Anne, who's been in class, and hopefully we'll get him back on because I know he's a busy guy. And thank you, and see you next time.
Bye bye.